Join me to paint a beautiful tulip flower using watercolor. The sketch needed for this painting is given here, and the link to the sketch is provided in the description from where you can download the image. I start by painting the background using light value of rose madder pigment. I'm using wet on dry technique and splattering technique to paint the background. Next, I mix gamboge yellow with small amount of ultramarine to get an yellowish green color, which is used to complete the background. After applying the background, I allow the pigment to blend with each other by tilting the board. The pigments blend to form a beautiful gradient, but make sure that they don't spread too much into each other's space. This background has too much warm colors, so I added a cool color ultramarine at the bottom of the background. Then I allowed the paper to dry completely. Now the paper is completely dry. I start to paint the tulip flower using wet on dry technique. I'm using medium value of rose madder to paint inside the petal. I slowly build the petal using pigments from medium value to dark value. You can see I leave a small area untouched, which is for highlight. I paint the petal in such a way that there is even transition of color from medium to dark. You can see the top of the petal is in medium value and the bottom of the petal is in dark value. Next, I'm painting the petal at the left side of the flower. Here also I'm building from medium layer to dark layer. I assume there is a light source at the left side of the flower, so there is a visible highlight area for this petal. Highlighted area is the place where the light falls on it. By mixing rose madder with small amount of ultramarine, I add a darkest value at the bottom of the petal. Next, I'm painting the middle petal using rose madder. Here also I'm going to paint the top of the petal with medium value and the bottom of the petal with dark value. There should be an even transition from medium value to dark value. To paint the shadow of the left petal on the middle petal, I'm using a dark value by mixing rose madder with ultramarine. Next, I'm painting the hidden petals of the tulip flower. I start by applying the dark value of rose madder. Then, when I reach the top of the petal, I reduce the value of the rose madder pigment. Next, I'm mixing equal amount of Camboge yellow with ultramarine to get a green hue, which is used to paint the stem of the tulip flower. Using ultramarine blue, I paint the shadow part of the stem. To paint the tulip leaves, I use the same mix of Camboge yellow and ultramarine blue. Here also I'm using wet on dry technique and I'm building the leaf from light value to dark value. To differentiate stem from leaves, I add the shadow of stem on the leaf using ultramarine blue. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you in another watercolor painting video. Until then, take care and bye bye from Prema.